Get your mind out of the gutter. Welcome back. I'm your man Bad Chad, and Queen Jolene's on the camera. And we have got the Thunderbird, I think, looking real good just for putting a set of white walls on it, throwing a couple set of dog dishes on it, just kind of looking at it and thanking Jamie in my head for selling the car to us. It's quite a start, to be honest with you, to do something to it. We all know that I buy cars to play with, basically. I do not buy cars to restore them and that sort of stuff. But for the people that think I have not restored cars, you're sadly mistaken. I've restored so many cars that it would probably blow your mind how many cars that I've restored. And the reason being is that's where I started. That's all I knew at one time. To cut out the rust, fix it, and put it back the way it was. Met Gene Winfield in 2008. And that's when the light come on and said, wow, I can do that, or, you know, I can maneuver things or make things. I quite enjoyed, actually. I come home from that course happier than a lark. But this is what we're doing today. We're going to mess with the 58, sorry. I don't know why I get mixed up like that sometimes. It just so many cars going through my brain, that's all. But as I'm looking at this car, there's been so many Thunderbirds, so many different Thunderbirds, you know. I'm looking and on the internet and looking at the, you know, what it looks like and what I can do to it and that sort of stuff. And that's basically what you should do if you're going to mess with your car. I'll talk while I work. If you're going to mess with your car, or you're going to, you know, mess with it, and what I mean by mess with it is customize it or play with it or do something like that. Look at that now. You should probably do a little investigation and see what you like and what you don't like. And then that way there, you'll be happy in the end. But on this car, there's been a few great ideas sent in. There's been a couple station wagons. There's been a couple rancheros. There's been a lot of things. And sort of what I'm thinking is, there's been bubble top cars. I think Starbird's done a bubble top Thunderbird. I think Ian Rossell has done a bubble top Thunderbird. I think there's a Dean Arnold done a bubble top Thunderbird. So basically, I'm going to stay away from the bubble top Thunderbird because it's been done. Not sure which way I would go with it, and I'm feeling like I'd have to spend a bunch of money to go out into the oven and get this bubble blown. And not going there, I don't think. Also, a lot of people saying do the Batmobile. Well, the Batmobile, if people don't know, George Barris bought that car from Ford, and it was a concept car that they basically had painted and put some, you know, some buttons on it and all that stuff, and the siren on the top, and all this, decorated, I guess. But basically that car was a bought-in car with the windows on it and the way the front end looked and the way the back end looked and all that stuff. It was a concept car from Ford, and I don't think he paid much money for it. I think he paid less than what we paid for this car. I can't tell you exactly what he paid, but what I'm thinking is that car, if you think he built it, well, I guess if you call, you know, buying a car from Ford and painting it, building it, I guess. But don't want to knock the situation, but the truth is always the best. Just going to put this up here. So I am going to mess with the car. I want to get the window covered up so the window does not get any sparks on it. What I enjoy about the car, I like the body shape of the car. I do not much enjoy the roof of the car. I just feel like it's it took away, I guess the best Thunderbird, I guess, going, in my opinion, is 55, 56, and 57 was the two-seater. I feel, in my opinion, that was the best Thunderbird going. So I'm going to take from them what I like. And I suggest you do the same of anything you like. You take what you like and throw the rest away. That's basically what I'm telling you. So on the 55 5, 56, and 57. It was a two-seater. And what I'm going to say is, on that one, the roof was a lot smaller. And the reason being is because it was a two-seater. This car is a four-seater. And this is the first year that they changed it over. So what I'm going to do, what I plan to do, I'm going to take from them, what I like is the two-seater smaller roof. I'm going to take this car and I'm going to change the roof. I'm not going to try to make it too difficult either. I'm going to try to change it the easiest way possible to make it look the way I want. Just want to say cover the window up for sparks. I generally get a little hot underneath the collar and go a little too quick sometimes and do not cover up the windows. And that's because I'm thinking probably that the ones I'm doing, the windows are going to get modified or changed anyways. Take a look, cut a little bit off here. So a project like this is absolutely amazing when you can get a car that's torn apart. When you get a car that's torn apart, you don't have to do all that work. Well, we had to do a lot of work. Yes, we did. We had to move all this stuff. You can see the garage is clean again. There was a lot of work moving stuff around, putting things places, piling them up, whatever. We filled the trunk full again. We put stuff over in the container and all that sort of stuff. But when you get a car torn apart, it's a lot quicker start than getting a complete car and having to tear it all apart. Like the Hudson Terraplane, when we tore all the interior to that thing and got all that that was quite a bit of work that I was not interested in, but it had to be done because it was a complete car. Where this car is torn apart, big difference. We get to start right away. We get to cover the windows up and go for it. Just going to get some tape on here so everything stays in place. So for the people who are wondering what's going on or what am I doing with the car, well, I do not want to build the station wagon. I do not want to build the Ranchero. It's already been done. I'm basically thinking I do not want to do a bubble top on it. It's already been done quite a few times. I want to change the car that like someone has not done yet, or I'm thinking it has not been done yet. I say so many things sometimes like this has not been done or this, and generally it's been done. So what I'm going to try to do is, I haven't seen it yet, so I'm going to go for it. I'm going to mess with the roof and I'm going to make it Jolene's car. And the reason I say I'm going to make it for Jolene is because she is my queen. We've got that car outdoors. So I'm just going to cut this up a little bit. Get a window going here. Just get it close and then tape it on. The piece that I'm making here is going to be on here for a while. How do I do that? Did I mess that up royally, did I? Probably. Nope. Just was holding my tongue wrong, that's all. So I'm gonna... Thank everybody for participating on what they would do with the car. Fantastic. Thank you very much for throwing out all the comments. And remember, when you're using your brain thinking about something, you're not bothering anybody else. So it's a good thing. But you can look around. There's a lot of cars that have, or a lot of these Thunderbirds that have bubble tops. There's a few of them. if you look. And we have a couple bubble tops now. We have the Cannon Kid. We have the race car. And this one here is set in, well, doesn't matter what condition it's in, I guess. Just not interested in making a bubble car out of it, I guess. Just want to. I think it's a brand new windshield in this car. I'm thinking that there's a brand new window seal in this car, in the front window. And also it has brand new seals for the back. So when this car first took off as a dream to be built, there was some money spent on this car. There's some money spent on it, and as I get looking around, there's been repairs to it, and that's fine. All the repairs were done well, it looks like to me. Better than well, to be honest with you. It was being restored. Also, this car, it's not for sale, obviously. I thought about it for a little bit. Jamie gave us a good price on this car. And it would be kind of rude of me to just up and sell it to somebody else for more money, I think, to be honest with you. I think he called us because he thought we might do something with it, obviously, and we are. So we're going to keep it and lovingly and do some work to it and do what we always do, is make car content. All right, I got the window blasted there. I'm going to have to pull the roof liner out of it, and I was thinking that I might want to keep it for patterns, but what I'm going to do with the roof, I'm feeling like you could buy a new roof liner and just use what you think you need, basically. Now I know what that's for. I'm just going to pull this out. This car is a unibody car, so we are going to have to brace it. More of that stuff. Stuff here, that insulation. More of that stuff. Hate to do that. I could pull that down, take that off. Still gonna have to be cut off. Let's see if we can't just unhook it that way and leave the rest of it. That's an easier way, I think. Come on. I'm not sure how that one comes out, but it obviously comes out. don't know. Must have been a hook to hold it up to help do something with it. I'll leave that all together. Maybe the interior guy would be happy with me leaving that together as a pattern. Maybe, I'm not sure. The front I kind of destroyed. This stuff here. I'm gonna pull this stuff out. This stuff will catch your garage on fire. It burns slow. Keep that all together, that one there. Slap me up by the head with one of these things and I'll know it. Come on out. What's wrong, Julie? Alrighty, Rick's going good. It's going good. I'm just kind of wondering, is that a mouse house? I think it might be. Me and Jolene are good at cleaning mouse houses, aren't we, baby? I think that's a mouse house. Alrighty. Alright, I'm gonna throw the insulation, all that stuff in the garbage. Whew. Now, if I was going to do something with the roof, you must know, or you must realize, you'd have to pull out all the interior, and that's including your seats, your carpet, and everything like that. You'd have to pull that stuff all out. The reason being is you'd end up burning it when you're in there welding. So that stuff has to be pulled out. And where we got the car emptied, no time like now to cut the roof. All right, when I'm looking at the 55, 56, and 57, you can see that the wheelbase, your tire is probably right about here somewhere. It's very close to the back of the door. So I'm thinking get your mind out of the gutter. Jolene looks amazing today. She got her hair straight. Nice pair of tight-fitting jeans, a long-sleeve jacket on. She's looking amazing today. We're basically a foot. So I'm guessing that we're probably 10 inches, probably 2 inches, probably 10 inches longer there in the quarter panel. And you must, well, if you don't realize it, a lot of cars are a lot longer that. They're probably about that long there, or even longer. They're probably close to a foot and a half, no doubt in my mind. A foot and a half, a little better, foot and a half there. So we're fairly short there for a two-door car. We're fairly short, in my opinion, just my opinion. But when you go underneath this car, it has two trailing arms that mount directly to the floor. That's all constructed and stuff like that. I do not feel like pulling that system out and cutting it to get 10 inches shorter. I do not feel like doing that to make the car shorter. And I'm taking off the 55, the 56, and the 57. That's what I'm doing. That's what I think I'm doing, or I know I'm doing. So I really don't feel like moving that head. I don't feel like I have to. You look at the package tray back here. The package tray is just that little piece that me and Jolene placed on yesterday. And there's, you've got 1.5 inches of package tray. And on Elvis and a lot of other cars, that package tray is a lot longer. No doubt in my mind. So what I'm thinking is, this is what I'm thinking. I like Like I said, I like the 55, 56, and 57. I don't feel like I should mess with the front window. That would cost me money to mess with that. I was looking at how to chop it. And basically, you could chop it very easily. We could sink that front window. It's brand new. But I would want to get, it's got a brand new rubber, and I have to take it back out. And I'd have to mess with it. I'd like to have an old window. I haven't got one to sink that. And I could sink it down inside the dash. You can see where I've got dash material where the two vent holes are there. I could cut that top of that out, slide that window down in there, and I can slide it down inside there, no problem whatsoever. I could even but take some of the window off at the corner so I can get it down there a little further, which would allow me to drop this post down a little bit. I do not feel like that's necessary on this for where I want to go. Where it's looking so good, what I want to do is I want to take this part of the roof and move it up here. So I'm giving away all my goodies and all my thoughts, I guess, but that's what we do. So I'm planning on moving the roof, this part, up to here. So now this piece here is going to come up like this. So it's going to be a 3 window. 1, 2, 3. Also, with that moved ahead, that means that I'm going to have to build a package tray back here that length. We're about a foot, basically the same distance there. We're about 1.5 feet. We're coming ahead. This roof's coming ahead, so we're going to have 1.5 feet back here. So our package tray is going to be that long here. So we're actually going to not have the quarter window. It's going to take away the 2 back seats from pulling the roof ahead. And our package tray is going to continue on with this shape here up to the back of the window. That's what I'm foreseeing. Where this car is unibody, also, that'll give me a chance, if I want to, I can put that porthole back in there. And I can keep the style of the car. So basically the style of the car stays the same, but we're taking from 55, 56, 57 and making it a 3-window car, which makes it sportier. If I want to put the port window in, we have lots of material there. If I want to make the roof smaller, I can chop it in half and bring it ahead and make it smaller if I want to, because that's quite a distance there. It's almost 2 feet, but there's quite a distance there. So in actual fact, I could make it smaller again, which would make the package tray longer. So there's a bit of work that I have to do to make it do that. But the first thing I have to do is try to get ready. And getting ready is making sure that the car doesn't move. On the bottom of the car, it's not coming apart there, no problem. The sill and all that stuff is doubled up, really strong. There's no rot going on. What happens is, when I cut the roof off, the car can go like this, go together. What I want to do is I want to get something up top here so this car can't do that. And basically I'm just going to weld a piece of round stock in there. I've got a piece of round stock. I'm going to weld a piece of round stock in from here to there. And so the car cannot go forward. I am not going to tack. I could tack the doors in place where this one is mounted. This one over here is not mounted. And I still might even tack the doors. I still might even tack the doors. And the reason being is I would hate to see it move. I do not think if I put something in here that it will move, but we'll just put it in there anyways, and then we'll be sure when the roof is cut off that the doors still fit. And I think that what we're doing with it now, or what my plan is, I'm thinking that it'll be more appealing than what it is now. Like I said, the roof is my issue with these cars. I like the car, don't get me wrong. I probably wouldn't go out and find one to buy one. And the reason being is I like the 55, 56, 57 better. So where we have this car and it's our chance to play, that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to have a square bird. That's a two-seater. Maybe a porthole, maybe not. That's what we're going to go for. Just going to cut this in the center. Now, maybe someone has done what I'm going to do to this car. Maybe someone has, but I haven't seen it yet. So that gives me a good start. No, I haven't seen it yet. So if I haven't seen it, then it may not be done, but it might be. I'm not sure. And next thing you know, someone will post a picture of what I'm going to do be done. I don't think it's going to be that hard. I just feel it's called time. We'll put in the time, and we'll get her done. Trying to catch the roof on fire. See if I can catch the roof on fire. So we'll go in there, plug a couple of these on. I'm going to need that grinder because I want to clean off a couple of places so it'll weld good. This is what you call fun. Making something that you have embezzled in your brain. And that's basically what I'm doing, is I'm going to make something. And hopefully I'm making something that no one else has done. And mind my own business and leave everybody else alone because I'll be busy. Now, I think what I want to do is I want to shut the door. I think another thing I'm going to do is get a light. The other door is not connected. I could take some time and connect that door and do that, but I feel like I just want to run a couple. I really think it's going to smarten it up a whole bunch, making it into a 3-window. And I hope it's not been done before, but if it has been, it's okay. That works. Let's get this in here. Jolene, my queen, are you able to shut the door? I knew you could. Just go easy. She got some kinkles in her head, you, huh? Just hold that like that, please. Just want to make sure I can get it on here so it's that's fine. I'm just going to knock a little bit out of the top of this. That's all right. I just took a little metal out of the side of that so I can get that in there tighter and make that work. That's good. We'll weld that along there. We'll put probably a fair, decent spot of weld on that. And the reason being is we don't want it to go anywhere other than where it is this present second. So the bottom's together good. I'm saying as long as we get this top nailed on here good. It's pretty hard for this to come, this here and this here to come forward when we cut the roof off, because the roof is holding a lot of what's going on a car with no chassis. We'll get this hooked up here. So we're off to a slow start, but it took me a little bit to figure out exactly what I wanted to do. And there's been, like I said, there's a lot of good ideas out there. A lot of good ideas. I gotta plug it in. Don't like grinding that paint off that someone has put on there, but I cannot weld it up if I do not grind the paint off. Appreciate everybody coming back. We appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy what we're doing to it. I guess we will not know exactly, or I have it in my brain what it's going to look like, but we will not know until it's exactly. It's done, cut, and put in place. We will not know what it looks like for sure, but it's a pretty basic thing what I'm doing, I think. I'm not sure if a lot of people is willing to jump out there and do it or not. There's a few, but to jump out and do this to a nice car, which it is a nice car. I also was talking to Jolene earlier about, as this is a nice car, and there's been a few people inquired about buying it. It's just I'm not going to sell it, so there's no sense entertaining the thought. Where this car sits at the present moment, I'm saying the hood still has to be done, the trunk lid still has to be done. There's a couple little things that I've noticed that still have to be done. Other than that, you'd have a paint job and an interior to put in and deal with, your motor and your transmission, all your brakes, your steering, all that stuff, everything put back. You're looking at an easy $15,000 to $20,000 still left to put this car in shape. Easy. And if you want to chrome the bumpers and get real serious about the door handles and all that stuff, you're looking at a good probably $30,000 to $40,000 to get it back in shape. And if you look around, you probably could buy one for $30,000 or $40,000 that is complete. What happens is the labor takes over, and it makes it unrealistic sometimes on these cars to fix or repair. It's the labor, and we all know we cannot live without money. And that's what happens is the money thing takes over, and it's a hard deal. I think I turned the... Yeah, we're gonna have to... So if you think, I'd get that car, I could put that back together for 4 or 5 thousand. No, that's not true. That's not true. Just gonna go back and forth. I didn't want to get a lot of heat going there. Get the window covered up good. Just gonna... I want to weld it up fairly decent. I do not want anything taken off. Thinking that's probably pretty good back there. Now, for that car to come forward, you must realize that you'd have to rip the welds off. It's not too bad. Put another spot on it, just to make sure. Just to make sure. I don't want it coming apart. Must be out of gas, am I? Check. We just take a look at that welder, or maybe not. What's that? Out of gas? Okay, that's fine. We'll leave that for now. We got the other piece to go in. I'll just come out this door now. We still can close the door, so I can still leave the door on the car to check and see if anything's going wrong. That's probably why I would want to leave it on there. Check and see if anything's going wrong. Yeah, we're out of gas. Alright, just be a quick second. We'll take this gas off. We got one more tank. Alrighty, we'll just do this. I'll end the video now. I'm just basically going to put another rod in on the other side. And I tacked it fairly decent, and like I said before, I do not want the car coming together, but we're going to end up cutting the roof off the car, and that's what we're going to do. So I'm taking from what I like that I've seen from something else, and I'm going to apply it to something that has not been done like that, is what I'm thinking. So if you can understand how I do things sometimes, you take from other people what you like, which I like what Ford done on their 50s Thunderbirds. I like what they done there, but I'm going to apply it to something that's not that way. And that's how I come up with some of this stuff. People say you must, dream a lot. Well, yeah, I dream, but basically I'm taken from what somebody has already done, or an idea, and then I'm applying it to what I'm doing at the present time. So we're trying to do something, basically, I do not think that has been done to one of the square birds. And I like I said, I like what's going on with the square bird. I think Watson's car is a very famous car. Billy Gibbons actually did one where you took the scoop off the hood. That's quite a famous car, and I'm sure there's a lot of other famous Thunderbirds that I do not know about. There's bubble top cars I explained earlier, but we are going to do our car the way we think we want to do it, and have fun with it. That's what I'm going to do. And the car is in such good shape, or a lot of work has been done, that I feel like we actually could manage to get it done. We will delete a lot of stuff that's on the car. A lot of that heater box stuff and all that stuff up front, we're probably going to end up deleting all that to make it easier to get the car back together. We're going to change the engine and the transmission in it, because we want something that probably would take us up the road. I'm not sure faster or not, but we have it. We know it runs good. The standard transmission would be fun. And Jolene will be my Suzanne Summer, driving that Thunderbird. All right, thanks everybody for coming back. We appreciate it. We'll let you go on that note. I'm going to put the other brace in the other door, and I'm going to end it right there. I'm not going to work on it anymore today, and the reason being is I've got good weather outside. I've got a mess. I've got tires everywhere. I've got rims everywhere. I've got junk everywhere. I've got things I've got to do, and my day is just beginning, but I want to shove them in there, and we'll build this one basically together like we do every other one. But when the camera goes off, I'm probably just mostly going to shut it down, and the reason being is summer's here, and I've got a lot of work that I want to get done. And like, subscribe, share, comment, back tomorrow and we'll be here. Happy Thunderbird.